After playing an early preview of Lust from Beyond, I was excited to experience the full game's release, just to complete the journey that I started. The game blends in erotic with psychological horror that provokes a unique dread the more you play. Anything that would usually be fan service in other games is instead eerily twisted into something grotesque.
I'm glad we managed to gather so quickly. I hope that with the help of the Vorna's mucus and Amanda's gift.
Lust from Beyond has you play as Victor Holloway, a man plagued by dreams of a twisted world where he is being haunted. These nightmares lead him to the town of Bleakmore after a vision leaves him so scared he hurts someone close to him. It suggests that he seeks mental help from a doctor that has an experimental technique to change a person completely. Upon entering the small town, the streets are empty in preparation for a special event. During his time in Bleakmore, Victor will be led down a path of lust, death, and horror, where everything he knew about himself is turned inside out. While there are themes of sex, players can censor nudity. This works for someone trying to stream, I'm sure, but it throws off the atmosphere where you exploring and suddenly see a pixelated mess. But on to other things. Exploration mostly occurs in Bleakmore and the surrounding area where you are sent to the land of eternal ecstasy, Luska. Luska is a world that has been twisted by desire, and the desire shapes everything. While the narrative takes inspiration from H.P. Lovecraft, the design was clearly inspired by H.R. Geiger. You can see this in the halls that provoke this feeling of exploring a world that is alive around you. It's easy to interact with your surroundings with the press of a button. This transitions to an inspection mode that allows you to rotate the item. I enjoyed this feature, but I wish they would do more as far as gameplay goes. Frequently, I found myself rotating an item just in case I was missing something that could be important for a puzzle later. However, outside of lore stones, this just isn't the case, which means that you can only ever pick up important items used for puzzles, so you end up just gathering everything you can before you even know what the puzzle is. When it comes to the puzzle themselves, everything is streamlined here. You'll explore the area, find notes that essentially tell you the solution, and then find the puzzle object. The puzzles feel more like an excuse to force you through an area rather than an integral part of the game. This is one of the major issues I have, especially when there are some really good designs near the end. These later puzzles only give you a portion of the solution and you need to figure out the rest by yourself. There's also a late game mechanic known as Essence, which acts as magic in the world of Luska. While it can't be used for fighting, it is used to create paths across pits or to lead a creature out of the way. However, these are its only functions, and it comes so late that it doesn't make a difference. Puzzles and exploring isn't the only thing that the world of Luska and Bleakmore have in store. While exploring, some enemies will stalk you both in the normal world and in the other world. Right away, the game lets you know the combat should be a last resort, and this is true in the beginning, where running and hiding is the best thing you can do to survive. In fact, running is so strong that you can actually just run past most enemies and they can't hurt you. I found myself just darting past them rather than sneaking. At one point in the game, players will acquire a pistol, and even with limited ammo, most of the tension is removed. Sure, enemies will still sneak up on you, but it's of little consequence since you can just run away and then turn around and shoot them. One surprising inclusion that I never expected is the boss encounters. There aren't many of them, but the few here are actually engaging and closer to a puzzle rather than a traditional fight. However, the final boss is the weakest in terms of combat and really highlights the issue with it. It has one of the strongest designs too, but it's just a typical fight. You dodge, you shoot, and you win. The end. Despite its flaws, Lust from Beyond is an inspired adventure horror game that utilizes its atmosphere to deliver a unique experience. The world itself is compelling and the horror is great up until the conclusion. For the price of admission, I would say that this is still worth your time as long as you enjoy the journey more than the destination. Noisy Pixels giving Lust from Beyond a 7 out of 10. Thank you for watching. Please read the full review at noisypixel.net. Noisy Pixel is run by a group of gamers who work hard to deliver news, reviews, previews, and more. Please subscribe to keep up with all our future content.